Hello, hello, hello. Hey, fun people. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Everything Aja. I am so excited to welcome you to our Chat It Up Saturday. Woo, woo, woo. This is the place where educators and homeschool teachers alike get to come together, goodness, and gather in order to literally develop a balanced life between teaching and fostering our young ones. In fact, let me get my necklace together. In fact, we are in the middle of our summer challenge here each and every Saturday. You can catch us. There we go. Boop. Right here as we do our Use Your Summer Wisely challenge. And today we are kicking off the challenge. We are on a day 4 of the challenge with our kickstarting healthy relationships. Kickstart healthy relationships, all about building relationships the first week of school. So I'm so excited to get into this. I want you to, before we get into me, I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself down below in the chat box. Share what it is that you teach, what comes to mind when you think about the first week of school. Like when I say the first week of school, what is the first thing that comes to mind when you hear that? Greetings, 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 greetings. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Saturday. Woo, woo. Happy Saturday. All right. While you guys are commenting, what comes to mind when you think about the first week of school. I'm gonna try not to hold y'all the entire hour today since it is Saturday. I know it's super busy now that we are kickstarting into the summer. But let me just start off by introducing myself for those of you guys that don't know who I am. My name is Aja. Welcome, welcome. I'm an educational consultant. I have been over kindergarten through fifth grade. I've been a kindergarten through fifth grade curriculum specialist, meaning that I've been administrator over all things teaching and learning. You name it, I've been over it. I have over a decade's worth of experience in Title I schools. I have my reading endorsement. I am trained in diagnosing and correcting mathematics and reading behaviors. Awesome. With being an educational consultant, I started my own brand called Everything Aja, helping teachers and homeschool parents with everything they need to help struggling readers without ever feeling overwhelmed. So I help them go from feeling frustrated, overwhelmed, and burnt out to feeling confident, prepared, and knowing that they are making a difference. And today we are in the middle of our Use Your Summer Wisely all summer long. You can come check us out on Saturdays at 10 a.m. live Eastern Standard Time right here on our YouTube channel. And every single Saturday is filled with a step-by-step tutorial or tips. And you also get freebies all summer long. Who doesn't like a good freebie, right? So we've actually built our own Google Classrooms already. We've had our Google Offices. We built our own online library. Last week we talked about labeling and transforming our classroom libraries from balanced literacy to the science of reading. And today we're going to really talk about that first week of school when it comes to how important it is to build relationships and foster those different type of relationships during the first week of school. So earlier I asked you to comment down below, even if you're watching the replay, to comment down below, what do you think about when we say first week of school? I see planning down below in the chat box. I love that. Planning. Setting routines and procedures. Come on now. Routines, procedures, what is expected of children. You have all those good things the first week of school. And you want to also foster and build relationships with all stakeholders. What do I mean by that? Well, as you begin to embark a new school year, there are a few different people in which you'll be interacting with, and that's what I mean when I say stakeholders. So you have you and your other teachers, your class, your teammates. You also have you and your students or your child if you're homeschooling. You also have you and the parents, and then you have students to student relationships. And so all of those relationships are all being built that first week of school. That intentionally or unintentionally, you also are building all of those relationships. And so a part of the Use Your Summer Wisely challenge, I wanted to lift this load for you and help you when it comes to building relationships during that first week of school by giving you ideas, activities, and games that you can do during this time. All right, so let's I don't know what's going on with my computer. There we go. All right, so I want you to think about typically what are the relationships that you build that you primarily focus on when it is the first week of school. um I know what I think you may say, but hey, you can comment down below in the chat box. You might just say the most important relationship to you during the first week of school are the relationships that you build with your children. Maybe you say, I need the parents on board. Like, let me know down below in the chat box. Which ones do you think are the most important relationships to build during that first week of school? When it comes to all the different stakeholders that we discussed. And so I also don't want this to be, me giving you guys ideas and giving you games the entire time. I also want you guys pitching in and sharing ideas. Remember, this is a community. So as I go through each stakeholder and things you can do, feel free, even if you're watching the replay, to comment down below additional things that can be done. All right, so let's talk about the first relationship. This is the easy one, and that is dealing with other teachers or dealing with other staff members. And what you can do during that first week of school to really kickstart that relationship on a healthy note is to share your ideas. Teachers love to see what other teachers are doing. We just do. Homeschool teachers love to see what other homeschool teachers are doing. You can literally spark that new relationship with your new coworker, your new teammates, simply by sharing your ideas. Good morning, Bridget. Sharing your ideas. Share what is it that you're doing in your classroom. What are you doing the first week of school? Share that. What are you doing for open house? We're gonna be talking about open house next week. Make sure y'all tune in next week because we're gonna be doing open house next week. But teachers want they like sharing. They enjoy when you share with other people. Of course, you could do other things to kickstart the relationship, like bring them a coffee, bring in some donuts for everybody. You can always do something like that, even like teacher paraphernalia. But the free thing that you can do is share your ideas. Let them know what you are doing that first week of school. I promise you, they're going to love you. They're going to love you. All right, let's talk about any other ideas for building staff relationships. Y'all just chime in, chime in, chime in. So we said you can always bring something, bring a goodie for the whole team to have. Um, Share your ideas. You said check on the first year teachers and the new teachers to the school. Yes, I remember y'all my first week, and y'all probably remember yours, at my new building. And I never forget one of my best friends now. She literally was the first one to come in my classroom. She came in, she introduced. Everybody was kind of coming by introducing themselves, but what made her stick out so much is she came back during lunch and then came back at dismissal. And after she checked on me 3 times in one day, I was like, "Oh my goodness! Like, let me just tell you how my first day was." And she reached out and built that relationship. And so she literally kickstarted the relationship, allowed me to feel welcome as being a newbie. Hello, but it was super simple. All it takes was that extra little intentional walking of towards my classroom. Actually, it really wasn't intentional because I was on her way. But she did not have to stop, and she did. She stopped 3 times that first day, and we have been friends ever since. So yes, so any other teacher things you said, new teachers, first year teachers, absolutely just stopping by their room and just saying, hey, just checking on you helps kickstart that relationship. The next stakeholder is for my teachers is would be the parents. Now, if you're a homeschool parent, you don't have to deal with this particular stakeholder unless you are homeschooling other teachers. But with parents, you want to greet them. Believe it or not, a greeting goes a long way. First impressions go a long way. Come on, Keisha. She said, "Look, I am shouting out my mentor. She gave you tons of support. I love it. No, she gave you tons more support than your mentor. Hey, let me read it right. Shout out to her. See, those small things matter. That reaching out towards new teachers or first year teachers, those relationships matter. For parents, they want to be greeted. Um, so and whatnot, this is something else you could do with children as well, but some sort of greeting. Now kids like a special greeting. I'm sure y'all remember the little viral classroom greetings that were going along around the internet, that was like, fist bump and boop boop boop, and you had all these teachers doing all of these personalized greeting with children. But with parents, greetings also go a long way, especially for the have any primary all my primary teachers. Those little ones, that first week of school, they're scared. Their parents are like, probably have more anxiety than the kids do. Hello, I'm one of them. And they're like, I don't want to drop my baby. It's my baby. You have a lot of that going on. And so the your that greeting them that first day, first week, every single day of that entire week is very, very important. Not only should you greet them, but you can also send a greeting letter. And this is one of the freebies, so don't worry about making your own. I've done this load for you. Woo, woo. Um, Remember, I told you each and every Saturday there are freebies, so there are gonna be freebies all within this today. But this is a just a greeting letter to parents. And let me actually read it out for you. Have to boop, 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 get my version so I can see it. All right, it says, greetings. As the new academic year begins, I wanted to take a moment to extend a warm welcome to you. I am delighted to have the opportunity to teach and guide your child on their educational journey this year. First and foremost, let me express my heartfelt appreciation for your commitment to your child's education. The partnership between teachers and parents plays a vital role in a student's success. And I firmly believe that by working together, we can provide the best learning experience. Effective communication and collaboration between home and school are crucial, and I encourage an open dialogue throughout the year. In our classroom, I strive to create a supportive, inclusive, and engaging environment where each student can thrive and reach their full potential. I believe that education is not just about academic achievements, but also about fostering personal growth, character development, and cultivating a love for learning. I am dedicated to tailoring my instruction to meet the diverse needs of each student, and I embrace different learning styles and abilities. Furthermore, I encourage you to actively participate by volunteering for classroom activities, attending school events, or joining the Parent Teacher Association. Your involvement and presence in the school community makes a significant impact on your child's experience and demonstrates the importance you place on education. Once again, I extend my warmest welcome to you and your child. Together, let's embark on a journey of learning, growth, and discovery. I'm excited about the year ahead and the opportunity to work with you closely to ensure your child's success. Wishing you a fantastic school year filled with joyful moments and rewarding achievements. How is that letter, y'all? Like, could you imagine that it's not asking for anything in return, just a greeting for the parents that had to work that didn't get a chance to drop off their kid the first week, for those parents that their first impression of you is opening their child's agenda for the first day. Imagine them coming to a letter that all you had to do was sign. Mind you, it is editable, so you can tweak what you need to tweak and sign your name at the bottom. But like, it is done for you. Like, Hope y'all enjoy. That is a part of the freebies that you guys do get on today. You said teacher goodie day once a month. Everybody brings a covered dish and fellowship during lunch or after school. I love that, to build relationships with other staff members. You said have a handout that's reader friendly with an introduction. Boop. There we go. Hey, just like the letter. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so you have a greeting letter that you can do with parents. You can, of course, greet them that first, the first day. You said great letter. Oh, you guys welcome, you welcome, you welcome. All right, so that's one thing you could do with building a relationship with parents that first week. The next thing you can do is focus on the next stakeholder, which I know y'all were waiting on this one, the students, or if you're homeschool teaching, then your child, literally your child. All right, so with children, you want to do getting to know you activities, even if you're homeschooling, it's your own child. Every single year brings new opportunities. Every single year, children are growing and evolving. So you want to do something that allows them to express themselves, and also just kind of sets the tone for that environment for the current school year. You said for student and parent. Okay, for the student and parent relationship, you said a mailed packet or hand delivered at registration. Packet includes a welcome letter to the parent and child, but it has a fun activity for the child to complete and bring the first day of school. I like that. I like that. And I didn't even include that relationship. So I love it. Thank you so much, Bonnie. That's parent and student relationship. Thank you so much for that. Love it. See? Told y'all we're a whole community here. A whole community. All right. So the first thing you can do to just foster that relationship with the child is a learning profile sheet. And so this is something like even Bonnie said you can almost send home for them to do. But this allows you to know them. It one of course has like their age, their birth date, their phone number all in one place. But then it actually asks them further questions about their learning. So it asks children to literally rate themselves of how they like to learn. Are they a visual learner? Do like they need to see things? Are they auditory, meaning they like to hear things? Or are they kinesthetic, meaning they like to do things with their hands? They like to learn by hands-on activities. And so allow children to literally rank those by coloring their stars. That allows you to know how to best teach them. And you didn't have to do any formal kind of assessment on them. You didn't have to do any of that. But hey, how do you learn best, right? Then it asks them about their teacher. What do they want you to know, and what do they need help to learn. Then it asks children about their strengths and weaknesses and their favorite things like movies, books, subjects. And I like to incorporate some of these topics within their reading material. You guys know that is one of my tricks. You find out what interests a child, and then you slowly incorporate that into activities and things they don't like to do, like reading. And so you start incorporating those things within your lessons. And this is also another freebie, so you guys do have this as well. But you can give that learning profile sheet, and this then helps you kind of cater your lessons to them. Now we talked about or Bonnie talked about sending something home. Something else you can do to foster that relationship to get to know a child is to give them homework on the first week of school. Yep, give them homework, y'all. But this homework sheet allows them to okay, so let me walk you through. You give them this sheet the first week of school, right? And allow them to like bring it back on Friday, right? So it says guess who. They do not write their name on the sheet. They write their favorite things, their eye color, a random fact about themselves, something they're good at. And I did not create this at all. Just so y'all know, it's just like this one is included. Just included. I just have the link to it. I just kind of reformatted it. But they just to draw a picture of their family, things they did on the weekend, their hair color, etc. Well, they complete this sheet throughout their first week of school, and then as a homework assignment, and then on Friday, everybody brings the sheets. You can cover the sheets and kind of mix them up. Then you can sit all your children around, and then you literally read it off, like literally showcase everybody's sheet, and then all your children and you have to guess who it is, based on the things they've kind of learned about that person within the first week. But this just also one helps build community, allows children to express themselves, open up a little bit, and then the sharing of it instead of, because y'all, this is what I hate. This, let me just share out what I hate. What I hate is the typical about me. Y'all know those about me sheets. It looks very similar to this. It says about me and they color it. And then what does every teacher do? They just post them in the hallway, right? They display their about me. Their parents worked really hard on it. Some people include their little family pictures with it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You include your family pictures. You don't go over it. It just gets hung up. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Those little about me sheets, like you spend so much time and energy on them, and then they just get hung up. Like, and so there's no relationship that's built in that. Like, yeah, they did it and you hung it up, great. But how did that foster a relationship? How did that build on the relationship? Unless you make them present it to the class, and okay. But I like the guess who way of doing it because it one allows people to pay attention more, but it also kind of builds that extra little of creativity as children try to guess who is who and who sheep belongs to who. All right, so that's included as well. And then the next thing you can do are icebreakers. You can build the relationship with your students the first week of school by doing icebreakers. And so I'm not going to go into like all these different games on today. In fact, I have an entire video on first week of school, back to school icebreakers and activities and games and ideas. But what I am going to share with you are done for you type of things, right? We're all talking about using your summer wiser, not smart, wiser, not harder. We're talking about shortcuts and ways into teaching and so forth during the summer. So I want to just kind of give you a whole bunch of done for you activities that are already done. And what I'm gonna do is boop, boop, boop. I'm gonna include the link to this entire a lot of these activities are found in the back to school bundle, so I dropped that link down below in the chat box. But that bundle has a lot of these games that I'm going over, but all of them are done for you, like you don't have to do anything. Well, one way to get to know your students in an icebreaker type of way, get them moving, first week of school icebreaker is the let's move activity. So this let's move gets children moving. The first week of school, as Keisha said earlier, she said when she thinks about the first week of school, she thinks about setting routines and procedures, because we all know that that's a big portion of the first week of school, right? So within that, you want to have opportunities where children can kind of get up and move in between those routines and procedures. And so the Let's Move done for you digital game allows children to get up and move, allows them to raise their hand, jump up if they enjoy reading. And so they're kind of like physically telling you about themselves. They're physically telling you, if I jump, that means I like to read. If I raise my hand, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it allows them to physically tell you about themselves. And it also helps foster that classroom community on the first week of school. You can also do this if you're only dealing with one child. Same principles, same procedures, same thing in place. Bonnie said, "Nice." Another thing you can do in between your classroom procedures and rules and expectations is a search and find game. And this is really, really fun for all ages. If a child can count, they can play this game. Okay. And what it is a search and find game. I love it even as an adult. So it looks like that little screen with that you see on the screen. This is a screenshot of the game. You see the globes, you see like all these school supplies, right? And children, there's 4 rounds in the game. Children are expected to count up each and every item. It also kind of lets you see what kind of children you have. But then they just kind of count up how many school supplies they found in each round. It's really, really fun. I've had a lot of people even comment on it. They're like, "Oh, I loved it." If it goes too fast, okay, pause it. For my kids that are like in kindergarten that are just now learning how to count, but for my upper grades and even adults, hey, you just play it all out. The one thing I love is perfect for all ages. And so those are different ways for you to get to know your students. With the ice, not with the search and find game, you kind of see how your children think. You'll automatically see your overachievers, because your overachievers will be the first ones that are like boop boop done for that round. You'll see who your competitive children are. You'll see your kids that really don't care, that are sitting back. Like you'll get to see how they react to challenge that first during that game, that search and find game. And like I said, all of these are found in the back to school game bundle. All right, let's talk about the student to student relationship. And one thing you can do with to build that relationship is to implement games within the first week of school. Yes, and we are rolling today. If I'm going too fast, let me know. I'm gonna slow down. We are really, really rolling. All right, so you have probably seen something very similar to this. Redid it, gave us our own. Getting to know you bingo. This is also included in your freebie for today. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Thank y'all for tuning in for this challenge. But getting to know you bingo with this, you probably have done this game before where everybody gets a sheet of paper and everybody has to kind of walk around and ask people and then try to find people that fit these characteristics. So it says things such as you'll have to find somebody who loves to sing and dance, find someone who has a little sister, find someone who has to share a room, find someone who loves strawberries. Now watch out, because one of them says find someone who can do a cartwheel. So I'm letting you know right now, don't get mad at me, because they're gonna start doing cartwheels. They're gonna immediately all start doing cartwheels in your classroom. I'm sorry, you're gonna hate me. But yeah, that one's in there. Sign someone who likes to read books, someone who likes to skate, someone who has gone to Disney World. Boop, threw that one in there. So you have that getting to know you bingo game for those of you guys that are in the classroom setting as children kind of go in and get to know other children. Another activity you can do that children can get to know each other is the this or that game. This is also one of my favorite games because it allows children to know that they are not alone. You're not alone. And so it gives children options such as, okay, so you label the room. One side is this, one side is that. The game also comes with sheets of paper that you can print out that says this or that. If you want to be extra, if you don't, just say this room is this side is this side is that, right? And then on the screen, like I said, these are all done for you games so that you don't have to do anything. One side of the room, well, so it'll say, do you like hot dogs or hamburgers? And all the children will divide up and go to that side of the room based on if they like hot dogs or hamburgers. Then if they like a beach or the cabin, if they like an iPhone or a Samsung. Come on, Apple versus Droid. I did it. I did it. I'm sorry, but I did it. Bonnie said, I love the this or that. Girl, that's one of my favorites. One of my favorites. One of my favorites. I need to get to making a whole bunch more games. Oh, y'all want me to make more games? I feel like we need more games in our lives. But yes, so we have that game. You said you had a scavenger hunt for parents and teachers during orientation night. They had to hunt for center areas and items in the said area. Girl, let me fast forward this presentation real quick because that is another one. In the back to school game bundle, it has a where is explore game, which is the same thing like a scavenger hunt, in which children have to walk around the room. I never thought about doing it during the open house orientation. That's actually a great idea. But children have to like go find the classroom materials, and the thing. So it's the same concept as far as like a scavenger hunt around the classroom. I just like the fact that you're incorporating the parents with it too. I like that. Also, in that bundle is another getting to know you bingo game as well. This one has more slots, and more slots. So if you have, 28 kids versus just 15, 20 kids, then this might be a better option for you for playing bingo. But it's the same concept. But I love that adding the parent, the parents in the game too, because one, that allows them to feel comfortable leaving their child in the classroom. Hello, it helps also foster that relationship even more. I love that idea. Whoop, whoop. Next week we're going to be talking about open house and orientation. And so to help you use your summer wisely, I'm actually helping you prepare for your open house already. So that is really dope. I like incorporating that idea. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. All right. Another game. Oh, we are zooming through, so we will be getting done a little early today. But if there are any questions that you guys want me to answer regarding the first week of school, feel free to drop those down below in the chat box as well. All right, another game is the Four Corners games. A lot of you guys have probably heard me talk about this game because I love it. I absolutely love the Four Corners game. But with this game, it like I said, all of these are digital games. They're all done for you, so you don't have to do anything. But children get to foster their relationship with other children as they find other children that are just like them. Works really similar to the this or that game, in which children will go to the corner of the room that best represents them. So it'll say like, fruits. Do you like bananas, apples, oranges, or cherries? And they have to go to the corner that represents their favorite fruit. For social media, do you like YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram? Yes, we have to incorporate technology in these days because I mean this is their life, right? For dessert, do you like red velvet cake, chocolate cake, vanilla cake, or strawberry cake? And then they go to that designated corner of the room as well. Bonnie said, I wonder if there's a way to have a scavenger hunt in your online classroom. That's a good one. You can do one. I'm thinking of two ways to do it. With your digital classroom that you already have, because we did it this summer. You've already been given a digital classroom. You can almost do a scavenger hunt for your digital classroom, in which you don't tell children how to go. You almost allow them. You give them the link, and you tell them that they have to find these different things. So they have to find your website. They'll know that because it's in your office. Boom. They'll have to find your your math units or the reading phonics song. They'll have to find this and that. And so you can do the search and find based on that digital classroom that we already created in our Use Your Summer Wisely challenge. He said, of course, they'd have to search the digital classroom. Yes. So, like the links that you added within your digital classroom, those are the things that they would have to find. You can also do if you look, and I did a lot of not homeschool, but when we were shut down, during the pandemic, and I did a lot of at home games that would go on Zoom, and there are Zoom scavenger hunts on those videos in which you see like you could tell children to go find the same thing, school supplies like pencils, erasers, and they're finding it in their own homes. And so you can also do it like that, in which they are kind of running around in their houses finding these activities or finding the materials as well. He said, "Oh yeah, thank you. This is awesome. Woo, woo. Glad I can help." I'm trying to think, but yeah, that's how I would do the scavenger hunt. All these other games are done for you. They're on, press play and go. It doesn't matter if you're online or in the classroom. You have the parent letter. So yeah, you have some things you could use, even teach it online. Teachers have four corners. You just keep the four corners posted in your room. We do it all year. Come on now. Come on now. I love it. You said the kids love it, especially when we are going over multiple choice questions. Yes. Come on now. If I taught you anything, it's teaching smarter, not harder. And yeah, I mean, I've always said Four Corners is my favorite game. Um, this or that works very similar to Four Corners, but Four Corners kind of gives more options, and I just love it. There's just something about that game, something about that game. And I tell you, I do it for worksheets. And if you've downloaded my How to Convert worksheets into games, you can have children do a worksheet, a multiple choice worksheet, and then have them do the four corner games in which they're not copying off of other people because they've already done the work. And so doing it that way, like they're already like confined to the answer they have on their sheet. Dun dun dun. So yes, yes, yes. You said great, Keisha. I love it. I love it. I love it. Anything else that you guys do on the first week of school? Of course, like I told you, I have an entire video of other first week of school activities. But we're all talking about building relationships today during that first week. So any other things you to build the relationships? Of course, there's things like reading and writing. In fact, in that back to school bundle, there are 20 back to school writing prompts that you can do with children. So there is that component in that bundle. But and as we're talking about building relationships, just be intentional that first week of school. The more intentional you are, the easier your school year will be, because most people don't do stuff because you said so anymore. They do it because of the relationship. Keisha said, Bonnie, you use the scavenger hunts every week when you taught virtual. You Googled indoor scavenger hunts, and there are tons. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for those, Keisha. You said, okay, Keith, thank you. Thank you. Dang, I talked really fast today, y'all. I talked really fast. I was zooming through this. You said the first person to show it on the screen gets a point. This makes them turn on their cameras. I like that. My favorite part about the scavenger hunt is watching other kids go, go. And they do that dart, like that is my favorite part. It's the dart. I love the dart. It's the dart. It's the dart for me. As soon as you say go, they're like, shoo. That's one of my favorite things when it comes to them. All right, y'all. I didn't mean to make it this short. I was trying to like get done a little early, but hey, let's not drag out what doesn't need to be dragged out. If you're like Aja, where are the freebies? Let me just share. Each and every week there are a list of freebies that you can grab for your use the summer wisely challenge. Let me drop that link right now for those that are watching live. Once you sign up for the challenge, it's completely free, of course. You'll see, and I can actually share my screen. Okay, hold on. I'm doing like 3 things all at one time. So let me copy this. All right, let me drop it in the chat box. I'm sorry, I'm doing a lot of multitasking. All right, drop the freebies down below in the chat box. So make sure you do that. Or you can simply go to everythingaja.com/use your summer wisely challenge. But within the use your summer wisely challenge, here we go. All right, once you get in the Summer Wisely Challenge, it has like all of the weeks, of course. And then you see every single week we've done all summer. So we started off with our digital classrooms. That's what we were just talking about with Bonnie. There's done for you templates for Google Slides and Canva. And then we did build our digital library for the school year. There's also done for you Canva and Google Slide templates. We did amping up our physical library for structured literacy. There's a training, and then the done for you labels for your books. And then here's this week's. We talked about building healthy relationships with our children. We have the back to school activities that we went over, and then you have the getting to know you activities and parent letter. When you clicked it, it'll take you directly to Canva. All of them are within Canva, the activities and the letter. Dun, dun, dun. So make sure you grab those, grab them, grab them, grab them. They are yours. And make sure you tune in next week as we talk about the open house. What do you do in open house? Let me know if you're a first time teacher, this is your first open house. It can be very, very scary, really overwhelming, and almost filled with a lot of anxiety. I remember my first open house, and it was no joke. Most teachers are running around like chickens with their head cut off, and that whole reaching out and helping them, they don't do for open house. Everybody is running around like a chicken with their head cut off. So I'm going to help you guys in advance by just giving you guys and going over what to do during open house. And then, of course, there'll be a freebie to help you with that open house prep. Now, we did a parent letter today. Could you send that parent letter at open house? Absolutely, you could. But we'll go over even more things that you should be doing during open house. You've done, so added another game. So, and let me know if there's anything else that you guys would like a training on as we begin this new school year. Y'all, summer's about over. It's about over. It's about done, y'all. It's about done. All right, Bonnie has one more game. She said, I've done Where's the Duck, where I read a story, then you create a stuffed paper duck that has been hiding in the office. The kids go on a hunt to find them in the areas of the school. They get to know important areas or offices of the school building while solving the mystery. I love that. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I love that. Almost like exploring the school, like a scavenger hunt of the school, only they're looking for the duck. I like that. I like that. Of course, like I said, in the first week of school video, I go over different things like the exploring the building and so forth, because that is also an important thing that you want to do with the children, especially for those children that are, this is their first time going to that new school. Everything is new. So yes, yes, yes. All right, you guys, I'll see you next Saturday, same place, same time. Let's talk about open house. Even if you're doing homeschool, you still want some sort of open house, some sort of way to set the expectation for the upcoming school year, because you want every school year to seem fresh, every school year to seem new. And so make sure you come next week as we do Meet the Teacher open house prep. And then we'll have a Saturday off. And then we'll do the finale as we talk about transitioning into structured literacy. I'll see y'all same place, same time.